I just want to make a quick announcement that the food is going to be a little late. It's still on the way, though. It's still coming, so don't get impatient.
So do you guys believe in capitalism or Marxism or socialism? What do you guys believe in?
I don't believe in anything.
So you're anarchist? Would you believe in anarchy? So what do you believe in?
Nothing.
Nothing? So why are you here? Just
Because I don't want to be poor.
You don't want to be poor. All right.
I don't want to live on the street.
I would ask you guys, but you guys don't want to. That's fine. So what are you guys here for?
Well, we're here to exercise our right as citizens of the United States to express a little bit of our discontent with the status quo.
So what do you believe in?
What do I believe in? Well, that's a really broad question.
Yeah.
You know, I believe in equality. I think everybody that's here, for better or worse, deserves a little something better. And there's those in our society that are taking a little more than their share. You know, I'm a faithfully employed individual, voting member of our society. I still believe that every one of us has certain gifts that we should be able to utilize in our society for the benefit of ourselves and our families. So I'd say I'm here for equality.
Okay. What's your, what do you want out of this?
You know, I just like to be seen, exercise my ability to give my opinion, to listen to other people's opinions, and hopefully walk away from this a better human being, more informed and better educated, and hopefully have something more to contribute based on my experience here today.
Okay. What are you here for?
Equality and fairness, and for everybody just to come together.
What do you believe?
I believe that
How's everybody doing tonight?
because
Glad to see a lot of these people out
I
here.
don't necessarily have a political view or a political agenda. I don't believe there's some certain party at fault or anything like that. I think it's just been years of corruption, building, and that it's going to take an entire movement of people coming together to stop it. That's pretty much where I'm at. I don't want to claim peaceful coming together of the people.
Okay. What's your objective? What do you want out of this?
Well, I would like to take money out of politics.
I came to this town about
I'd like
5
anybody
years
who's in
ago
like a senator
from
or kind of
New
Congress
York.
position to get paid maybe what
well,
a
not from
high
New
school
York. I
teacher
was
gets
on a
paid.
road trip for Walmart.
I'd also like
Bouncing from state to
to
state,
see
just
a lot of the tax
put
breaks
money
that
in my pocket to survive.
you know,
New
these
York
corporations
in
get to be
2001.
politicians then make these laws that basically
I left New York
a company
because
like
it's just right
GM
after that happened.
can
Just
make one of the
so many
highest
problems
profits of
happened in
the
New
United
York.
States
There was no
and then pay
jobs.
$0 in
They
taxes.
were turning away
So,
everybody. I mean, they
I
were
just don't
turning
think that
people
that's
away from homeless
fair.
shelters. They were closing.
So I'm just
they
asking
actually
for
closed
everybody
down
across the board to just
3 homeless shelters in New York
pay what
right
they're
after
supposed
9/11
to.
happened
Okay.
because they were afraid.
What are you guys here for?
Basically, I'd like to see some change. Specifics would be take the money out of politics. Shouldn't cost $1 billion to run for president. The top people that contributed to Obama, made contributions to McCain. It's just who the corporations buy. I'd like to see jobs stop going overseas. If they're going to send jobs overseas, at least don't give them tax breaks. Don't give them incentives to send jobs overseas, you know. My dream would be, instead of trickle down, trickle up, instead of giving $1.4 trillion to banks that they still have, divide it amongst the people. Give everybody in the country $50,000, $60,000. I guarantee I'm not going to put my money in the bank. It's going to trickle up. Everybody's going to spend money. There'll be cars bought. I've got a small business. Hopefully, a little of that $50,000 would trickle to me, because then it would trickle up again. Is it going to happen overnight? No. this is something that this is a start, but if we really want change, we've got to be willing to hold on probably for years. Good things don't happen overnight. Civil rights didn't happen overnight. Women's rights didn't happen overnight. Vietnam didn't end overnight. This is not going to end tonight. Next year, same time, hopefully we're going to have people on this lawn, and they're going to be just as pissed off as they are today.
What do you want out of this, sir?
What do I want out of this?
Mm-hmm.
I'd like for the corporations to actually act in a fair manner, to treat their workers with more respect, to actually have my vote count for something, not vote in the lesser of two evils. I'd like to see, personally, term limits on politicians. Why should politics be a career? I mean, 8 years, 12 years, that's plenty enough. You know, send them up. Other than that, you know, I mean, I'd like to see peace on earth and goodwill towards all men. I'll shoot for a little lower than that and just have everybody in the country get a fair shake.
What are you here for?
I have kind of an interesting story of how I got to be this person I am that wants to do this. I started studying astronomy, and I had, you know, if you look at the Earth from far off, you notice it looks very peaceful, and you would never think that there were wars going on. You wouldn't think that there's people starving, and there's all these problems happening. It's just, and you think about it, it shouldn't be happening. It's just a very basic thing to live. We only need to eat, to drink, and to have a place to call our own, and that's all there is to it. But it's just kind of disheartening that it's gotten so far away from that, that there's so much of this world that doesn't have water, they don't have food, they don't have these basic needs, and then there's these people that are greedy and just have so much of it. And it just kind of got me thinking that there's something that we've got to do about that. We have to change how we feel about each other so that we're more willing to make this work. And what I expect out of this is the people to come together. I mean, like, this isn't going to happen overnight. Change isn't going to come quick. The best thing we can do is educate each other, and we can care about each other so that we change this dogma that's been around for so long. And maybe people will wake up enough, and maybe we can really change things when we come together. I don't expect the people in the higher 1% to do a whole lot to help us. They haven't all along, and I don't think this is going to change that. But I think the people are going to start working together, and we're going to stop playing their games, and we're going to start living for each other and not for the corporations. We're just really going to take care of each other, and I think that's what's happening here today.
What's your objective?
I mean, there's a lot of objectives. I mean, there's so many issues right now. There's just bad health care. There's people homeless. There's people that are getting kicked out of their houses. There's just so much, and it's hard to pin down one thing. That's why I said I think it's an issue of how we treat each other and how we feel about each other. That will ultimately be the best thing that happens to us, is if we can look at each other as someone who just needs help. We don't look at someone as a bum. We don't look at someone as looking for handouts. We look at each other as someone we need to take care of. I just think that my objective should be, and all of our objectives should be, to help each other out. That we wake up a little bit more and we learn that we're all in this together.
Okay. So why are you here?
I'm here today seeking. I don't feel that the systems that are currently in place serve the majority of the people. I think living a simpler life would benefit us better. I'm standing here today in solidarity with the other Occupy move. I'm stumbling. Okay.
It's all right.
I'm here today standing in solidarity with the other Occupy movements taking place across the nation and around the world. We are the 99%. I think that we deserve a better break. This is about community for me. This is about the future for our children. I would like for them to have, you know, some freedom in their life. Freedom to choose the foods that they would like to eat, you know, to go to school where there's not police parading, not parading, but patrolling, you know. I think I would like a freer society.
You say that you want to live a simpler life. Can you define a simpler life in your opinion?
Well, not being so caught up with all the wants, you know, like all the TV commercials, they're always telling you to buy this, buy that. Less consumerism and more just, you know, good, simple living. We deserve good food to eat, and GMO is altering our food and destroying our environment, and they're making artificial meats, and, you know, the industries are polluting our waters and our airs. And I don't think any of that's really necessary if we just lived a simpler life. You know, we weren't always trying to compete with the Joneses, perhaps, would be a way to address that. You know, where people, okay, for an example, how we set up cities. In my mind, it would be more conducive and simple if the bottom of your house was your business and you lived on top, right? Where each community grew its food instead of our food being shipped in from other places. This would cut down the cost of food, it would cut down on pollutions and all of this, you know, communities being more self-sufficient, I think is what I really mean by a simpler lifestyle. And not always, you know, I mean, how many pairs of shoes do you have? How many pairs of pants do you have? We have more than we need, and still we're not happy. And I think that's because our values are misplaced somehow. We don't value the land that we live on. We don't value the air that we breathe. Because we watch too much TV, and TV is always telling us to buy this, and you should be fearful because there's all these criminals out here. And in real life, there are bad people, but it's not the majority. The majority of the people are kind, and they're willing to support their neighbors, and they're willing to share what they have. But, you know, the programming that we receive through TV tells us that the world is opposite than that. So I'd like for that to be simplified, where instead of watching TV, we went to the neighborhood corner and listened to the kids sing or to do their play, or, you know, we just were more community oriented instead of, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? Always seeking beyond ourselves when, you know, the happiness that we want is really within us, within our community, within our families, you know. Like I said, Grand Junction could be a self-supporting community. When I moved here 20-some-odd years ago, it was a self-supporting community. We had our own food, we had our own orchards, we had our own vineyards, we had our own oil refinery. It was a self-sustaining community. And as time has progressed, all of these things have been taken away from us, but we have more grocery stores and more strip malls that are full of things that we don't really need. We need food. You know, we need good, healthy food. I think our healthcare system is taxed because we are eating poisoned foods. We're drinking poisoned water. We're breathing poisoned air. We're poisoning the land that supports us. I don't know, what was his message?
Drive-by?
You know, things of those nature.
Okay.